Simon from What Culture here with Matt Stryker. Matt, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for having me.
Very, very welcome. Now, last night you commentated on the True Destiny pay-per-view, one of the WCPW's biggest events.
Yes.
I mean, from a man that has been doing this all over the world, what were your thoughts? What were your opinions?
It's funny, I had mentioned to JR after the show that, I've been all around the world, thank God, and that was one of the best shows I've been a part of from top to bottom, from the crowd to the production to the athletes in the ring, and sitting next to JR. I mean, how can you go wrong? I think we could read a phone book and it would be pretty decent, so I enjoyed myself.
Given that you have commentated with a lot of guys, what is it like when you do it with someone like Jim Ross, who many regard as the best commentator of all time? Does it make you up your game? Does it make it easier for you? Like, how does it affect you as a commentator?
Well, I always liken it to a wrestling match, you know. I mean, you have to be there, you have to be present, but in things like commentary, you just got to let a guy like JR drive, and you sit in the passenger seat and occasionally roll down the window and point out a couple of nice things you see as you're driving by. But other than that, it really is just two guys sitting around talking about wrestling. If you would have told me when I was 7 years old that that's what I would be doing for a living, I'd tell you you were crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find it hard as well? Because I tried my hand at some commentary when WCPW first started, and between you and I, it wasn't great. The internet told me it wasn't great, so it's doubly true.
If it's on the internet, it has to be true.
But you've been doing it a while now. How do you get better as a commentator? Because I did a few shows and that was it. They got proper people in. But what did you do to ensure you kept improving?
Well, we would joke about the internet. I've stopped reading all the positive reviews, and I'll only read the bad reviews, because if there are 100 bad reviews, there may be, and that's in your case, there may be one or two where there is something that you can take, and at the end of the day, the fan's opinion is important. Yes. And if you can just, weed out those that are just, in the States we call them haters, those that just want to see their name on Twitter, or, everyone has a blog now and everyone's a writer, but in any event, there will be a pretty good criticism somewhere that you can use and try to better yourself, and my big goal is to win over the one or two people that do have the legitimate gripe, so that when you meet them, they say, and this happened yesterday, I used to hate you. I never met you before, but I used to hate you. But meeting you now, you're a pretty decent guy. And there's also something to be said for the character that you have a responsibility to portray. A lot of people, in my case, the thing that turns them off is the whole smarter than you thing. But that was my character. When you meet me and you just talk to Matthew in his thermal and his jacket, just a regular guy. So I think trying to up my game is just trying to listen to criticism and constantly trying to improve on the things that people say are a negative, that you believe are a negative as well.
I think that's a very admirable way to, because some people just get mad and respond and throw things.
That I guess it comes a little bit with maturity.
It certainly does.
The minute you hold your breath and stomp your feet, you'll never get any better. And if I stay stagnant, there is someone that is building their craft up right now, and at some point they are going to be tugging at my suit jacket, and I'm going to need to be able to hang with them and keep my place. Otherwise, just like in wrestling, we'll get passed by.
That's true. You're also very involved with the Pro Wrestling World Cup that WCPW has got. As a guy that's been in the business, quite a long time now, what are your opinions on kind of the endeavour that they're about to undertake? Because the 64 men it's a big tournament.
Yeah, I said this at the press conference that we had yesterday. I do believe that professional wrestling is something that unites people. There are no borders, no walls. There's no difference in race, religion, creed, sexuality, all these things. So I do believe that having such a global presence is important, because it gives you different styles. It gives everyone something. And I also think that it's really great, he's mentioned 64 wrestlers, to give them an opportunity to be showcased to the world, because for all we know, the next great star, or the way the business is going now, the next 5 great stars could very well come out of the lot, out of the field in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. So to be on the ground floor, to say, I saw him when, would be something that would truly be quite exhilarating.
Indeed. Do you have a country where you think the winner's going to come from? America, UK, Brazil, China, Japan?
I think the way the tournament is set up, it's going to come down to the style of the wrestler. I'm partial to certain styles, but at the end of the day, listen, a hip toss can get a 3 count, and so can a 450 splash that you send your opponent through time, set him on fire, bring him back, and he kicks out at 2. Yeah. So, it all depends, circumstances.
Excellent. Matt Stryker, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate you.
Good luck later. Take care.
Monday, March 6th, live from Newcastle, and free on YouTube. Drew Galloway will defend his WCPW championship against the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. And the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will defend his WCPW Internet Championship. WCPW proudly presents Exit Wounds. Monday, March 6th, 7:30, 2:30 Eastern. Tickets still available at WC.PW.